Hi, Brandon Artisan, President of Champion Strategies, with our ongoing series of public speaking. The reason being, many of you are in great positions to lead our future babies, and that is a beautiful thing. Whether you're a teacher, you're a new supervisor, a new manager, please remember teachers, you're molding the future. It's the only future we have in America for our babies. Please, as a front of the room speaker, do it right. You're a new supervisor, you're a new manager. Congratulations. Same situation is there. Don't forget the human capital. You interviewed them, you hired them. Why do you abandon them? You should be embracing them. You should be having daily one on ones, asking, what can you do? How was your day? Do these things to raise the level where they can depend on you. One of the biggest things that I see going around, many salespeople, even though they're adults, they have a tough time perception wise of going to the boss because the boss will lash out, the boss will be upset, the boss. You must have the same hunger for what you want to do right as that boss has the same hunger of meeting their objectives. So, team solution selling. But if there is a conflict, if there's something that you need, please be an adult because the perception that you have of that boss may be totally off. The only way to do it is to shut the door, be an adult, lay it out on the line. This is what I need to be successful. This is how I work. How can we work this into your scheme? But with that, other folks were told that they could be some outstanding public speakers. And like we had told you before, there's some great institutions out there, 2 year, 4 year, that will help you with anything under the umbrella of communications where public speaking sits. Or if you just want public speaking by itself, there's a lot of organizations out there, tremendous organizations, 2 year, 4 years, that can help you do that. Or we're here because you may not have the funds to do all of those things right now. So we're offering you free content and also a video to think about it, assuming that you can practice. Practice is the thing that we cannot do in these short little videos. So let's get going for today because I know that you're busy. Let's talk about an email that I received because a female thought that there was not enough material. I was not speaking to their group. So let me say public speaking for women. And we'll do it in another follow up video for the second part of it. Women are brilliant. Their ideas are incredible. Their questioning is insightful. The way you critique the status quo, it's right on the money. I keep meeting brilliant women like yourself with powerful ideas to contribute, making business and organizations build beyond their wildest dreams because they gave the female a chance. But also, the way they communicate fails to command power. They're apologetic. They look away as they speak. They apologize for things that really they shouldn't be apologizing for. What are we talking about? Women in the public speaking arena. It's your natural makeup for some reason to do these things that I've noticed over my career. Now, when males do something like that, we are suitably undermining ourselves with our words. And as a result, our ideas haven't had the impact that they could, but this is what we've known over the decades. We expect those things. So, how can we get the females to be more noticed and maybe the flaws of the males to be reworked or reduced? So, just some things to think about. For females, when you're speaking, drop the just. Drop the just. I'm just wondering. I'm just thinking. I just want to add. To decision makers, those things sound weak. Another thing, while you're at it, drop the actually. I actually have a question. I actually want to add something. Actually communicates a sense of surprise that has something to say. Of course, you want to add something, and of course, you do have questions, but there's nothing surprising about it. I'll stop at this time and give you an air quote. The words you use will create your success. The words you use will create your success. Watch the words we use. Another thing, don't tell us what you're about to say is likely to be wrong. We're still starting sentences with, I haven't reached this much, but, or I'm just thinking off the top of my head, but you've clearly been studying this longer than I have, but these words, if you're in an audience, whether you know it or not, it's triggering lack of confidence. We don't want that. We do these things for a lot of reasons. When we show these words and give them to the people, we don't want to appear arrogant. Now, remember, we're talking about women in a man's world in a workspace, but you don't want to appear arrogant, but you're not totally sure about what you're saying or how you're saying it. Or if we fear, we're fearing about something wrong about the presentation. So we got to get some type of way for you in general, females, not you specifically, to get out of that realm. No matter what the reason, we need to take that away and give you the power of voice, give you the change that you need in your habit to be just effective or more than the males that are in the front of the room. So don't tell us you're going to just take a minute to say something. You don't need to say that. Often in presentations or meetings, I hear women say, I like to ask you to take just a minute to consider this idea. Don't need that. Now I'm going to take just a few minutes to tell you about our product. Just think about how much stronger it would sound if you would just simply say, I'd like to tell you about our product. Go ahead and only take a few minutes if that's appropriate, but skip using those phrases just a minute. It hurts. Another thing, don't make your sentences sound like questions. Women often raise their pitch of their voice at the end of the sentence. making it sound like a question. Listen to your own language and that of a woman around you, and you're likely to notice this everywhere. Unsurprisingly, speaking a statement like a question diminishes the power. Make statements sound like statements. Drop the tone lower at the end. We don't rise it. And please don't substitute a question for a statement. You might think you're suggesting increasing the market budget by asking, what about increasing the market budget? Well, in the meeting with the other colleagues around you, they're looking at you and they're wondering why you said that. Sometimes, of course, there may be some strategic reasons for you to ask the questions the way you do, but in general, women often turn to questions rather than making and claiming power. We use questions because we have old stories about it being dangerous or inappropriate to state the ideas definitively, and we can't see how sharing our ideas the way we're doing it is going to make us look bad. Just something to think about because, in my opinion, women are just as strong speakers, if not better, than many of the male speakers that are out there. We'll pick it up on the next video, the part two part. Once again, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with our ongoing public speaking workshop series. And as always, imparting, you go out and make it a champion.